Donald Trump and Kamala Harris get the hots for each other. Taylor Swift supports Donald Trump. Kamala Harris addresses red core communists at the Democratic National Convention. These were some of the AI-generated footage posted on social media.
It's fake, phony, fake.
Some people might find it amusing, but the use of AI imagery and deepfakes poses an exceptionally dangerous risk, particularly during election season. And critics are warning that it is paving the way for disinformation.
So you have the spread very fastly. You have information that is really, really convincing, and you're not even aware that you're being nudged. So that's a perfect storm for trying to meddle with elections, for example.
Don't believe it? Consider the following. A robocall of US President Joe Biden telling Democrats not to vote in the 2024 New Hampshire primaries. A deepfake audio of a Slovakian presidential candidate bragging about rigging the polls. Deepfake videos that went viral of two Bollywood actors criticizing Prime Minister Narendra Modi and urging people to vote for the opposition Congress Party in India's general election. Yep, AI deepfakes are spreading more in elections around the world. And it doesn't even stop there. In Pakistan, jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan used AI to generate campaign speeches and his victory address in the country's general elections in 2024. Some 6,000 kilometers away in Indonesia, a 3-minute deepfake of Suharto, the now deceased former president of Indonesia, urged voters in early 2024 to vote for his former political party, Golkar. West of that, during France's 2024 vote, political parties generated 23 AI images in 81 posts across Facebook, Instagram, and X. In South Africa, deepfakes of Eminem and Trump endorsed political parties ahead of their election. Or Northern Irish politician Cara Hunter, who was running in the legislative election in 2022 when pornographic deepfakes of her circulated. She ended up winning the seat, but at what cost? In most of these instances so far, deepfakes have had a minimal effect on elections. Here's the interesting thing about these images though. Social media companies already have guidelines that require generative AI visuals to be categorized as such. Meta and X are also signatories to the AI Election Accord, where companies must inform users who are consuming AI-generated partisan material. But these aren't always abided by. Meta has now even axed its disinformation program, CrowdTangle. That's even though the EU has long been accusing Meta of perpetuating conditions ripe for misinformation. Compounding all of this are users' growing distrust in legacy media. People are pivoting more to social media for news, where there is less verification, with misinformation and deepfakes galore. So, with social media companies not really doing their due diligence, it's gotta be governments doing the regulating, right? Not yet. A lot of governments are still playing catch-up and haven't really focused on deepfakes yet. Even in the US, there is no federal law regulating them. Although states like California and New York have deepfake porn laws, they have not yet been put into practice. And even if there are such federal laws, how would they be imposed on entities like foreign intelligence agencies who engineer deepfakes, or big tech, where monitoring may not be as easy as it sounds? So what should an average voter do? Experts indicate you need to mostly figure it out for yourself.
If it's coming from a voice that you trust, but the message seems skewed, that's not what they normally say, check. Please check and double check. Don't spread it. Don't share it. You have to do your due diligence on this.
That's through running the visual in question through a reverse search, or even checking for watermarks. Some AI labs imprint watermarks on generated visuals as a sort of signal to users that the image is not real. Remember that Joe Biden robocall we talked about earlier? One of the respondents didn't fall for it because she thought the order out of Biden's character. And that's even though audio is easier to fake. But as AI gets better at machine learning, the fakes will get more sophisticated and harder to spot. And the ordinary citizen isn't necessarily trained or eagle-eyed in spotting the fakes. And when you think about it, why is that their responsibility? But even with laws cracking down on deepfakes, in a social media whirlwind, the damage is often already done and minds have already been made, with few safeguards and little being done to enact them. The future of deepfakes in politics is looking increasingly bleak.